All right, guys, we got your Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl tier list coming your way. Now, I've been playing this game for ever since it came out on October 5th, and I have a pretty good idea on where to place these characters. Now, we're not going to do your traditional S, A, B, C, D. No, 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 no. I've come up with some unique categories that will help new players and existing players properly categorize these characters. So let's dive right in. So we're going to start at the top, quote unquote top. I'm going to name this one Good But Takes Effort. So these are good characters just by their design, but you have to put in a lot of effort in order to get the kills, KOs, wins. And the first one that I'm putting is Aang. Gotta slide him up. Aang, he is a fast character, one of the fastest. His recovery is great. His aerial game is solid. It just takes a lot of effort. Like, you gotta do a lot. I mean, your hands, the amount of memes I've seen of people's hands being crumpled, just absolutely getting destroyed. He just takes a lot of effort. I mean, yeah, he's good. He's a solid character, but you have to hit your opponent so many times. So it's like, yeah, he's solid, but is it really worth all the effort that other characters don't require? I don't know. The other character that's right along with Aang is Oblina. And Oblina is another character. Wicked fast, really good combos, really good aerials. Her projectiles are probably the strongest in the game. But again, she's super light, can die really early. And you have to put in a lot of effort in order to get KOs and kills. Now, I know her down air just got nerfed in the PC version. I'm playing on the Switch, so I haven't quite played against that yet. But even still, it's a lot of work. So yeah, sure, they're good, but it takes work to play as these two. Next here, you know what? I'm going to go at the bottom. I gave you a taste at the top. Let's go to the bottom. Disappointing. Yeah, look at that. Disappointing. It's disappointing to see the word disappointing spelled like that. These are characters that they're just disappointing. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. First up, I'm going to put Lincoln. And I know everyone's saying the yo-yo, don't sleep on Lincoln's yo-yo. Well, okay, the yo-yo, yeah, maybe has some potential, but it does nothing. It does like 6% every hit. Yeah, sure, you can maybe juggle characters, but he just has no kill moves. That scooter, his strong scooter aerial, it's not that strong. The water gun, I haven't really seen that be effective yet. So maybe there's some potential for Lincoln, but out of all these other characters in the game, I just think, why are you choosing Lincoln? He's just meh in everything. This next one I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat for, but I really think Danny Phantom is a disappointing character. His range on his strong moves are just absolutely terrible. You pretty much have to be on top of the other person for them to hit. His recovery is bad. Some of his down special, I mean, he's just kind of hard to control. Now, it is funny that he's pretty much the size of Reptar. He's gigantic, so he's got a big hitbox. I just feel like he's a little clunky to play as. His projectile's okay, but this is a game where projectiles really aren't that strong to begin with. They can be grabbed, thrown back, hit back, all that. I just think with the lack of range, the lack of strength, really, I'm just disappointed with Danny Phantom. I really don't think he's that solid of a character. Up next in disappointing is Cora. And she, if you're going to play an avatar character, now I like playing as Cora, but it's just hard. Like, she's just super slow. She's really not all that strong. She's supposed to be, quote unquote, a stronger character. She's really not all that strong. Maybe, yeah, she has some combos, but when you charge that neutral special, that B, where she just flies across the board, it really doesn't do that much. It's really easily blocked. All you just have to do is hold shield. And her aerials are pretty weak. The hitboxes are pretty bad on those aerials, and her recovery is pretty weak as well. I like how they incorporated the bending in her moveset. I know that was a heated debate amongst the fandom. I do like her bending incorporated. I just think her moves are just overall pretty weak. And there's one more character that will go into disappointing, and this one really pains me. I have to put Helga in disappointing, and this is a character that I really wanted to play with a lot, be good with. She's just not really all that good. Most of her moves are just kind of slaps, punches, kicks. And yeah, I get it. She's just like a normal human girl. Like, what are you going to put as her moveset? But when you compare her to all the other, I guess, human type characters, Lincoln, Lucy, April, and Nigel, all four of those other ones, they have pretty distinct creative type movesets. I feel like Helga's is just kind of slapping. You know, she's got the projectile with the slingshot. It's an interesting mechanic. I just don't think it's really all that good. She's pretty strong when she uses the the book slam, but it's just really hard to combo it with her. She's not that fast. She's just not really great in any of the areas, so I have to put her in disappointing, which pains me, believe me. Now we're gonna go back up top. I'm gonna put this one as high ceiling, but not for everyone. So these characters in the right hands could be very, very dangerous, but in the wrong hands, you're gonna be so lost. And the first one that I'm gonna put is Lucy. Lucy, in the right hands, is probably the best character in the game. Her vampire mechanic with the bite is very technical, so you have to know what you're doing, especially with the coffin slam where she kind of teleports throughout the air. Her recovery is great. She's fast. She can combo. She's pretty strong with the scythe and all of her other moves. But if you don't know what you're doing with her, I think you're going to have a really hard time. She's got probably one of the more complex movesets with that bite mechanic, so it's definitely not a character for everyone. Next up, I am putting April in high ceiling, not for everyone. I think April has the potential to be a really strong character. She has a lot of kind of gimmicky type moves with her camera set and her star mechanic with the microphone, where she can kind of build up power with the special. But again, you have to kind of have a strategy in mind with April. If you're just playing her to play her, yeah, maybe her aerial strong attacks are pretty strong with the boom mic, but you're really not going to unleash her potential unless you have a full strategy, unless you know how to use that microphone special and really put it all together. Last high ceiling, not for everyone character, I'm putting Cat Dog. And Cat Dog is someone that I thought you could just kind of pick up and play. That's not really the case. He, whatever you want to call them, they're an interesting character. Their range is fantastic. However, switching between cat and dog can be confusing, especially for me. I don't play cat dog very well because I always get lost as to whether I am cat or dog. There's kind of two different move sets, whether you're leading with dog or leading with cat. And I know the strength of the up dog, everyone's calling it online, but they have two different projectiles, two different ranges and strengths. It's just a lot to work out. You really want to be switching in and out of cat and dog to make the most of them. So I think it's they do have the potential to be great if you know how to switch on and off. But if you don't, then you're going to have a hard time with them, I think. We're going to move down the line here. This one, I'm just going to put unique moveset. Play differently. These three characters, they have very unique movesets that are unlike most of the characters in the game. And I know that a lot of characters could fit into this bucket, but I'm going to give specific reasons as to why I'm putting these three here. First one is Toffe. Now, I don't think Toffe is really a disappointing character because her moveset is so different. She's in a world of her own in this game. I know people are describing her as a ground-based character in an aerial type game. That's pretty true. Her aerials are pretty bad, but her ground game is really strong. So that's how you have to play her. So I don't think it's really a disappointment. I don't think she's necessarily a bad character. She's just different. You really have to figure out how to use her movesets to your advantage because she really is in a league of her own. So you're going to have to play her differently. You can't play Toffe like you play anyone else. You can't just pick up and play Toffe. She has a learning curve. You kind of have to figure it out to play as Toffe and effectively. I think there's a lot of untapped potential to be found with Toffe. Next in this category, I'm putting Zim because Zim is the most projectile dependent character in this game. He is so weak, he can die so early. He's really dependent on using Gur and the gnome to rack up damage so that he can use one of his strong attacks to get the kill. But I feel like to effectively play Zim, you kind of have to just throw those projectiles and kind of run away, maybe get a jab here and there, let the gnome and Gur do the work for you, and then you come in for the kill. I don't think there's really any other character in which the projectiles are that important to the character's gameplay. Zim really has to rely on these projectiles, which is why I'm putting him in this unique moveset category. And the last character I'm putting is Nigel Thornberry because, let's just face it, his moves are just way out there. I don't think anyone could have potentially anticipated all of his moves mimicking animal type moves. It's quite hilarious, to be honest. He's kind of a tough one to place for me in a category. I'm putting him in this unique moveset just based on some of the mechanics that he has, specifically with the worm. The worm is kind of a free dodge type move as his neutral special. It kind of helps his recovery a little bit as he can laterally get back to the stage if he's knocked off the board. And the flick, obviously, his down special. It's not really as strong as we would like it, but if you combo into it, it can do a lot of damage. A lot of his moves just kind of have different type hitboxes. They're a little bit more unique. He's just kind of out there doing his own thing. He's quote unquote the meme character of this bunch. So that's why I'm putting him as you have to play him differently and embrace the weirdness of Nigel smashing Thornberry. Moving on, we have easy to pick up and play. So if you're just starting the game and you want to learn the mechanics, because trust me, it took me, I'm still learning the mechanics. It's different than any other fighting game that I've ever played. If you want to just pick up this character and be decently okay with as you learn the mechanics, I'm gonna suggest these four characters. The first one is SpongeBob. Obviously, he was designed to be this type of character, good all around in everything. Not really the best in anything in particular, but he's just solid all around. He's got the bubble projectile that is pretty straightforward. I do love his down special, which is the bite. I think that's one of my favorite moves in the game. His recovery is pretty solid. He's fast, he can combo. He's just solid in everything. So if you want to learn the game, pick up and play SpongeBob. it's hard to kind of be bad as SpongeBob because he doesn't do anything particularly bad. He's just easy. He's an overall solid character. Next up, I'm gonna put Leonardo, and Leonardo I think is at the base form the best character in the game, but I don't think he has nearly as high of a ceiling as potentially Lucy or some of the other characters. Leonardo, his range is ridiculous. There's nothing he does that is really all that complicated. You don't really need much of a strategy to be good as Leonardo. You can kind of just button mash and you'll be really, really good because he's strong. He's hard to kill. He's got a great recovery. He's just solid in a lot of areas. I'd say contrary to SpongeBob, he's probably a little bit better of a base character than SpongeBob, but at the same token, if you're a beginner and you're still trying to figure out the game, just pick up Leonardo and you'll be able to figure it out. I'm also putting Michelangelo here. Now, he is a wildly different character than Leonardo. He's got the pizza projectile. His recovery is kind of that grappling hook. It's a different overall character. But that being said, he is pretty easy to play with. He doesn't really have all that complex of a move set. You can kind of just button mash and make your way through Michelangelo. I know they've kind of nerfed some of his infinite grab to neutral air combos and specials and all that. And I know he was banned in a couple of tournaments. They fixed all those patches now. But if you just want to kind of learn and pick him up, he's solid in everything. I think he's definitely got a little bit more potential based on kind of his moveset, but overall easy to play. And the last character I'm putting here is Reptar. I love Reptar. Reptar is probably either my main or secondary at this point. I think Reptar is just really easy to play. Sure, he's very slow, but man, he packs a punch. He can kill really early. He takes forever to get killed. He's got a projectile. All of his moves are pretty basic. You can just kind of, use his tail, use his aerials. He doesn't have much combo potential, but that kind of makes him an easy to play character. You can just kind of pick him up. If you hit the character, then you're going to do well because he is super strong, especially his down special with the 30% flame. It's kind of hard to be bad as Reptar because you'll take forever to die and you can rack up 30, 60, 90 in 3 moves. So I'd say beginners, stick with the Ninja Turtles, SpongeBob, and Reptar to learn the mechanics. You kind of have a nice balance because SpongeBob's a lighter, faster character. Reptar's a slower, stronger character, and the Turtles are somewhere in the middle. So when you're learning how to play the game, you'll learn whether you like to play the heavier characters and stronger ones, the lighter ones, or kind of the ones in between. 4 characters left in this last tier, and I'm putting strong. Don't underestimate. These characters are strong. Do not underestimate playing any of these characters. I don't care what the rankings say, what the community says. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room, Patrick. I really don't think Patrick is as bad as many people think. I think Patrick is actually a really solid character. He's a grappler, and yeah, I could have put him as kind of unique playset. You play him differently because he's all about grabs, being close quarters. But he's strong. I mean, he is really strong. Yeah, sure, he's exploitable with some of his moves. But I mean, he's just strong. Like, you get a couple of moves, you put a few things together. Aerial strong when he goes into a star. That can hit, and that has good knockback. So, combo that into a couple of grabs. His down air is actually pretty decent as well. And if he hits you with that up strong with the trophy, you're dying at early percentages. So don't sleep on Patrick Star. He's got a lot more than I think a lot of people are giving him credit for. Next up, I am putting Powdered Toast Man, and similarly, this is a character that, yeah, he can kill, get this, he can kill Oblina at 0%. I saw a video where Oblina was coming back, Oblina just got killed on the platform, jumps down, Powdered Toast Man does his up strong move with the ton, and Oblina dies because the knockback is so great. I mean, you get hit a couple of times by Powdered Toast Man, you're dying at 30%. I mean, his knockback is incredible. Yeah, he definitely has a lot of weaknesses. He's super slow. His aerial is random, which is like a huge disadvantage. Why would you ever want that? His recovery is the worst in the game, I think. So yeah, he's definitely got a lot of weaknesses, but all it takes is a few solid hits and he's right back in it. So I think he has a good comeback mentality with him. You can't sleep on PTM here. All right, next up, I'm doing Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy are also a very strong duo. Their strong attacks, they hit hard. I mean, when Ren whacks you with Stimpy and he's got that most annoying smile, it is so frustrating when you get hit by that, because it can send you straight down the board. It's a really good edge guarding type move. Their strong attack, where their eyes get really big, also has tremendous knockback. Very strong move. The log really doesn't do much, but it's kind of an annoying type move. And the fart, I mean, let's not sleep on the fart. If they load up that fart, that's doing massive amounts of damage. So Ren and Stimpy, they can do some damage. I think they have the capabilities, they have the tool set to do very well. Sure, they're very slow. They are their recovery is exploitable, doesn't have a hitbox, all this and that. Doesn't really have much combo game, but these are just strong characters, and you can't sleep on the strong characters, because if they get you a couple times, then it's game over. Boom, boom. And last but not least is, I would say, as of this moment right now, my main is Sandy Cheeks. It's really funny because in Smash Bros, Samus is my quote-unquote main, and moving over to this game, I have another female in a spacesuit that is my best / favorite character. It's just funny how that works out. I really do think that your main chooses you, not the other way around. Sure, you could try all you want, but you can't force these things, guys. So for me, I would put Sandy as 1, Reptar as 2. Number 3, maybe SpongeBob. I'm really bad with most characters, so I really only stick with the ones I'm decently okay with, and there's not many. The reason I'm putting Sandy here, she was kind of a tough one to place. I do think that her strong aerial is wicked strong. She's got more combo game than the rest of the ones in this group. With the lasso, if you lasso to up air, get them in the air, and then you do the down special with the boots, then you have a decent juggling mechanic right there. And then going for the kill with the strong aerial. Sandy, I think her recovery is not as bad as people are saying it is. With the rocket booster, she can go up and then to the right. It does have a hitbox, so it kind of protects her a little bit, even though her range is fixed. But I think she is a solid character with combo potential. Don't sleep on Sandy Cheeks. There you guys have it. This is my official Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl tier list. And if we're going down the rankings, I guess you could say that some of these top tiers are like the better type characters. I feel pretty good about this list. I think it's better than just doing S, A, B, D, C. At least I'm giving a little bit more rationale behind it. And again, this is all based on your specific preference. This is just my opinion. So, you know, it should go without saying, but I hope you can respect my opinion. Be respectful to other people's opinions who may differ than yours. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm curious to get your thoughts. I've been playing on the Nintendo Switch, but I've been watching a lot of videos online from the PC with the latest patch updates. But I feel like this is a pretty solid tier list to kind of map out the characters. So let me know what you think, and I'm excited to keep on playing. I love this game. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. All right, bye.